The night everything changed. It all began with a simple request. "Can you pick me up at 11?" Madison asked softly, standing before the mirror as she added a final touch of lipstick. "I don't want to drink and drive. It's just a girls' night. Nothing wild." She smiled, that same smile that once made my heart melt. I nodded, kissed her goodbye, and watched her grab her clutch before stepping out into the night. That black dress clung to her like it was designed for her alone. And as the door closed behind her, I should have been thinking about how lucky I was, but I wasn't. Something gnawed at me. A faint unease I couldn't quite explain. Maybe it was how her tone sounded too casual, or the way her eyes darted away a second too long. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was everything. That's when I made a choice. Not because I didn't trust her, at least that's what I told myself, but because I needed to see. I needed to know. So I left early. At exactly 10 p.m., I parked outside the venue. The night pulsed with life, music spilling from the building, laughter echoing off the walls, strangers swaying under the neon glow. To everyone else, it was just another night. To me, it was the moment everything began to fall apart. I stepped out of the car, my chest tight, my thoughts heavy. The bass thudded through the floor as I pushed open the doors and walked into the chaos. Lights flashing, air thick with sweat and perfume. I moved through the crowd, eyes scanning faces, heart pounding. And then I saw her. Madison. She wasn't sitting with her friends. She wasn't at the bar laughing over drinks or snapping photos like she said she would be. She was dancing, pressed close to another man. My breath caught, her arms wrapped around his neck, her hips moving with his like they'd rehearsed it. His hands rested on her waist, gripping her possessively. She leaned in, whispered something in his ear, that same whisper that used to belong only to me. Then she laughed, that soft, intimate laugh that once made me feel like I was her whole world. Now it was for him. I stood there frozen. Just another face in the crowd. Just a girl's night, she'd said. Nothing serious. And there she was, tangled up with someone else like I didn't exist. I could have walked away. Pretended I never saw it. Let her live in her little lie. But I didn't. I reached into my pocket, pulled out my phone and hit record. Every touch. Every smile. Every whispered word that wasn't meant for me. I caught it all. The woman I thought I knew disappeared before my eyes. Still, I didn't say a word. I didn't cause a scene. Not yet. She didn't know I was there. She didn't know her secrets were finally catching up to her. So I followed. I watched from a distance as she took his hand, leading him off the dance floor toward the hallway near the VIP lounge. The music faded behind the thick walls, leaving a heavy silence in the air. I slipped around the corner just in time to see her press herself against him again. His lips brushed her cheek, her hands roaming across his chest. He leaned in to kiss her. That's when I stepped forward. Madison. Her name sliced through the moment like a blade. He froze mid-move. Her head turned slowly. The smile vanished from her lips, replaced by pure panic. Her hands were still on him, his arms still wrapped around her. But now, her eyes locked on mine. Alex, I can explain. I lifted my phone, its glowing screen between us. No need. I've got all the explanation I need right here. She lunged toward me, desperation in her voice. Wait. Please, just let me talk to you. I pulled the phone back, my tone cold. Talk. You seemed perfectly fine talking to him 10 minutes ago. The guy looked between us, confused. Who is this? Madison stumbled a step forward. Alex, I gave a quiet, bitter laugh and shook my head. You said it was just a girls' night. The guy frowned. Wait, you're in a relationship? Madison's voice cracked. It's complicated. I turned to him. No, it's actually really simple. She started panicking now, eyes wide, mouth trembling, searching for an escape that wasn't there. She never thought she'd get caught. Never imagined I'd show up before 11. She thought I'd be the fool waiting outside, clueless. But I was already there, already done. Did you really think I wouldn't find out? I asked, voice low. It's not what it looks like, she whispered. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Because I recorded it. And from where I was standing, it looked exactly like you were cheating on me. Tears filled her eyes, but I'd seen that act before. It was a stupid mistake, she stammered. I had too much to drink. Spare me. I cut her off. You weren't drunk, Madison. You were enjoying it. You wanted him. Don't insult me by pretending otherwise. Her breath hitched. I love you. Alex, please. But I had already turned away. She staggered, and the guy beside her backed off awkwardly. Yeah, I think I'm out, man. Figures, I muttered. I looked at her one last time. I was supposed to pick you up at 11. But I came early, and look what I found. She reached out through her tears. It didn't mean anything. You're right, I said flatly. Because after tonight, you mean nothing to me. I walked away, without another glance. She had thought she held the upper hand, thought she could keep lying and I'd still love her anyway. But that night, I took my power back. When I reached my car, her calls were already flooding in. Then came the messages. Alex, please talk to me. I messed up, but we can fix this. Where are you? I smiled grimly. She still didn't understand. I opened our group chat, the one with all our friends, the same one she'd lied to just as easily, and I dropped the video. Just so everyone would know what Madison was really up to tonight. The replies came instantly. Chris. No freaking way. Megan. Madison, please tell me this isn't real. Taylor. That's brutal. I'm so sorry, man. And the best one. Madison, are you serious? Why would you do this? I laughed. Oh, now she was angry. Now that her mask had fallen. I typed one final message, because you deserved it. Then I blocked her, without hesitation. The fallout was fast. By the next morning, her world had crumbled. Friends distanced themselves. Her perfect image was ruined. Even the guy from that night disappeared completely. Then came the final blow. Chris, dude. Madison lost her job. Me what? Chris. Her boss saw the video. She was up for a promotion, but they don't want someone with that kind of drama representing the company. I stared at the screen, letting it sink in. She'd lost everything. Her relationship, her reputation, her future, and me. And for the first time in months, I felt peace. For so long, she'd pulled the strings, crafted lies, and lived a double life while I played the fool. But not anymore. A week later, she showed up at my door. Disheveled. Hollow-eyed. The confident woman I once knew was gone. I needed to see you, she said, her voice trembling. Why? Because I miss you, she whispered. I looked at her for a long moment, then stepped back. Yeah, well, I don't miss you. And I closed the door. She thought I'd always be there, no matter what she did, that I'd always answer when she called. But that night changed everything. She didn't just lose me. She lost the version of me who loved her. And she'll never get him back.